Hi everybody, this is Todd with the Forex Nitty Gritty Insiders daily video. Hope you're having a great day today and the market's treating you well. Kind of a slow, choppy movement that we've seen over the last little bit, but we can expect that without much news coming out. We're going to take a look here at some possible trade setups using the 4-hour charts of the euro dollar to start with, and then we'll look at the 6 major pairs and see if we can see where we might enter into a trade based off of that. Now remember, we want to look for first of all the trend, which we can do it several ways. We can look at higher highs and higher lows. We can look at a 40-period simple moving average, and if that's moving up, then we're going to say that the trend is in an uptrend, and we're going to look to really enter into it in that direction. Now, it's pulled back to some support, and it's starting to go through here a little bit, but if we were to look back at the highest high of the last three for this particular time period, it's going to be right here. Now, we're not going to count the current one, but we are going to count the three that have closed most recently. Now, when we see that, we want to make sure that we have our stop in place. So in this case, our stop would be below the most recent low, which would probably be at this point, if this goes up, down, if we got filled here, stop loss could be even all the way down here in that movement. Now, obviously, it's going to be a little while. This is a 4-hour chart, so each one of these represents a 4-hour time period before we'd get into this. But that's kind of what we'd look at setting that up. Let's go to the Aussie dollar. Now the Aussie dollar is in a lot stronger uptrend here. We're above the moving average. It's going up. The highest high of the last three in this instance is going to be right about there. So we're just going to go above that. Our most recent low is going to be right about here, which would be just below the moving average. So if I was to choose between the euro dollar setup and the Aussie dollar setup, I'd be more interested in the Aussie dollar setup just because of the strength of the trend. And that's going to be key in looking at our trades. The pound dollar, you can see we've got some old resistance levels on here. We are hitting this we hit the 50-period moving average. Our highest high of the last three is going to be right here at the top of this low, previous low for our stop. Again, we're going to be not as interested probably in this one the way it's looking right now as we would the Aussie dollar. The US Japanese yen, you can see here that this one was one that just would have given us an entry right here. Moving average is going up. Our stop would be somewhere down below the most recent low. We'd actually be up in this one about 18 pips or so right now. So the goal is for us to be able to identify the trend, support and resistance, and be able to take that information and know where to place our entry of the highest high of the last three. The US Swiss franc. This one, we're in a downtrend. Get rid of some of my lines here so it doesn't look so confusing. The lowest low of the last three on here is going to be right here. Our stop is going to be somewhere above the most recent high. Again, not really a super strong looking one, but that's where we'd place our stop. And last but not least, the US CAD. We really don't have a pullback, and so in this case we would want to wait for it to pull back up again and then look at getting in as it begins to move. Now, remember, the idea is that we're going to want to look for those setups that are going to give us the highest probability of success. And that highest probability of success comes when we are confident of the trend, We can identify support, and we can place our targets, and we are all set to go. So practice with that. The 4-hour charts are nice because it does give you the time to be able to go in and identify some opportunities without having to feel like you're rushed when you're doing that. So practice with that, and if you have questions, feel free to let me know, and we will get them answered for you. So have a fabulous rest of the day, and if you have questions, we'll get them answered tomorrow, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.